Hello everyone, Hobo here. This is probably going to be my last video for a while since I've started to get really busy with graduate school, but in this video I'll mainly be doing a commentary about what I think about roaming and what I think goes into a good roaming guild and what I think people, especially who are trying to start out roaming or want to know what to focus on or what I think is most important for a guild to focus on, especially in communication. Uh, those are the main things I'll be talking about. A couple of the clips I'll leave TS in so you can hear what we're saying, but mainly it'll just be me talking. So if you guys don't enjoy that, feel free to mute the video. I won't take it too personally this time, at least. Hopefully you guys enjoy. So to start off the video, I think it's best to talk about what characteristics, what the main focus is of a roaming guild that really wants to be known as a roaming guild and that wants to have a name for itself, kind of as a group that's willing to take on larger forces and who's also able to take on larger forces. So for me and from the people I've talked to within VT as well, there's really three main things that change and that can make a guild good or just okay. And really, to be a great guild, you have to have 2 out of the 3 or 3 out of the 3 to really be well known and to have set yourself apart from other guilds. In this case, the 3 things are composition for your guild, composition for who you roam with, what classes you're playing, what build you're playing within those classes, communication, how you guys play together, whether or not you guys are focusing on supporting or you're playing a DPS class. You have to come together and have a strategy in mind for how you're approaching fights, and you gotta know your own. This goes back to composition, but you have to know your strengths and weaknesses as a roaming guild. And then lastly, and the one I think is probably less important than the other two is actually individual skill. You can be a fantastic player, but if you're not working together and you're not communicating with your guild, or you're running a terrible build, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're just not going to be as effective as even an average player who is running the proper build or is able to communicate or is willing to put in the time to come up with a good composition for the guild. So I know that I just kind of glossed over composition, but honestly, there's a lot of videos out there of people running different compositions. Cake, Zen, a lot of EU guilds run very power-based compositions. There's some Roman guilds that like to have a boon share mesmer. There's some Roman guilds that like to have a mixture of power and condi, but in general, you just need some people who are able to dish out damage, some people are able to take damage, and that's really the big 2 things. And right now, there's a lot of really good choices for both those options. So I don't want to focus too much on composition because I think people get caught up in, oh, they're running a cheese composition. That's really, if you are communicating well and you know how the players around you are going to play that are on your side, it shouldn't come down to composition unless it's dramatically wrong. At least when you're taking on pugs. When you're taking on guild groups, composition starts to play a bigger factor, but I'm talking about just general roaming, not a GVG setup here. So within communication, the biggest things, people seem to think like, oh, when you're in TS, you have such a big advantage, and this is true. You're able to communicate things like, this guy's down, I want to focus this guy, I see a necro over there, let's focus him first, or we should do him next. I'm going down, I'm taking damage, peel for me. Stuff like that is important, but it's not the end-all be-all of what communication is. Another part of communication is just the communication that you have as a guild. So knowing how your guild's going to play and how they're going to react to certain situations is huge. And that's what really sets certain guilds apart from others, in my opinion. When I play with VT, we have most... I've roamed with them for a year and a half now. And that's a lot of time where we've spent kind of knowing how each other play, and regardless of what class you're playing, your playstyle still remains somewhat the same. If you're an aggressive player, or if you're a defensive player, if you like to focus more on supporting, if you're good at peels, or you draw a lot of focus, stuff like that doesn't change depending on what class. But that's the hidden aspect of communication that you don't hear in the comms. A lot of times when I put out comms in the videos, you just hear us shooting the shit. We're not, you might call some targets and we might say like we're pushing now or not, but you know, a lot of what we do is nonverbal. We just know how the other players are going to play, and so that frees us up. That frees up our actual communications to just the key, very big things, fight-changing things. And so, the only way to get that is by playing together. And I think it's the biggest mistake a lot of guilds make is you get 4 skilled roamers coming together, and instead of sticking it out and really trying to figure out how your guys' playstyles are going to come together and make that into a composition, they split up after a while. And you really have to kind of fight through getting run over by 10 people, getting run over by even numbers, getting run over by, you know, a certain group of people, or losing to a guild. You have to be willing to keep painting that wall and keep figuring out how you guys are going to work together to overcome these challenges. And really the biggest thing that sets apart good guilds from just okay guilds, or great guilds from even good guilds, is how good they are at knowing, without saying anything, how to position themselves as a guild, how to do all the small things correctly without having to say it. And that's what sets, and that's the biggest part of communication for me, and you'll see it in the vids too. We're not really talking about anything. We might say, let's focus this guy next, or we need to do this. But besides that, we're not saying, oh, a lot of the times we're not mentioning anything but the most fight tourney of abilities being used. It's not like that. We're just talking. You gotta keep it light as a guild, and you can't just be serious all the time. So you have to be able to not only focus on the serious aspect. So now to talk about the last one, I mentioned that I think that individual skill is probably the least important, and out of the 3, and much more of it comes down to how well you're able to communicate within the group and work together. That's much more important in my opinion. However, individual skill is still important, and it ties together in with playing together a lot, where if you really want to get better, you have to be willing to lose fights. And that can manifest both in open world, Wolfie World, or it can manifest itself in 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s in your guild arena. Those are really the best ways to improve your own individual skill and improve your skill as a guild. If you're doing 2v2s and 3v3s as a guild, that's perfect, because you're learning how to play with each other and communicate, and all of that at the same time. So it all comes together within that last one. You can work on comps, you can work on a bunch of things if you're doing those practices, but you do have to practice a bit if you want to improve your individual skill, and usually that comes down to 2v2s and 1v1s, and just in general, if your guild's not on, a lot of the times I log on, I'm the only person on in the guild, I'll just solo roam and take whatever fights I can get, and usually that means going into 1v5s and seeing how I do. And you always are able to learn something, so don't be afraid about losing a fight, is basically what it comes down to, because over time you will get better. Um, so that's kind of just a brief overview of the three big things I think that a Roman guild needs to be good or great, depending on how you apply these or depending on the law factors. So there's a lot of factors besides these, but these are the three main big ones. So now I'm gonna just put on a couple of clips that are just our TS, a couple fights. So hopefully you guys enjoy that and you can kind of see how we communicate. And I'm not saying you guys should mirror this because you shouldn't do that at all. You should figure out what's comfortable for your Roman guild itself, and it's all very individual based on what guild you're in and what your expectations are as a guild. And don't try and use this as we have to do this. So don't take it like GVG where one group is calling out targets this way and suddenly every single GVG guild has to call out how targets that same way, because that's not how roaming works. Every guild's going to have their own target priority. Every guild's going to have their own way of communicating the important things. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you when I see you.
There's another one there. Okay, bro. I'm trying to figure that.
That dude Jack, I'm mad, I'm guessing.
Incoming.
Move.
Yeah, just try not to be there or something. What the fuck is going on? There he is, there he is. He's still there.
Going for it. If you can cleave. That's that. Oh fuck, regret that.
We got him, boys.
You got him, dude. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Kite, go. Just run. I'm throwing shit behind Vic, though. Oh no.
No, we're good. I'm giving
Yeah. Just don't get picked off, dude.
I'm good. Still got renewed up.
Maybe this one. They're all fucking...
More heavies. This one here, this one here. This one looks shit.
Got one down.
Oh, he got one down. He renewed already.
Put the stomp on it. Clip. Go for this rev. I'll do it.
It's not a good target, I don't think. Where's a good target?
Right here.
The hammer rev dead.
I'm getting hit hard, dude. I need to...
Trying to give you a heal. Give me a heal.
Yeah. I just need this guy out on guard off of me.
Yeah, they're all fucking
Go. Yeah, they are, dude.
Stabs up.
Hit that motherfucker, dude.
I got blind on that, you're fine.
They're fucking hard rose and something. They just hard rose. Gonna pull this dude right here. No. Get his shit off.
One's popping his heel and shit.
Nice fuck. I'll get it.
Go across, kill them all, dude. Like, fucking smash these kids, dude. Like, they're fucking easy peasy, dude. Like, kick my dick, bitch.
Yeah, we've like 3v5 those guys a bunch of times.
Just 4v whatever them, they're heavy comp or whatever the fuck they're running.
I'm trying to get to you guys, should be there soon.
This other one's lower. Look at that little CERN, dude. Yeah. He just renewed though.
Yeah, he's got nothing up.
Yeah, nice fuck, dude. I'm just gonna auto attack him like a motherfucker, dude.
If you can put smoke on it, I'll get the smoke.
I didn't put smoke.
That's fine.
No need, dude. I don't need for that bullshit, dude.
I didn't want to lie to you. Felt like you didn't deserve lies there.
They're a GVG guild, dude. They're in like fucking like 20, 25, dude.
All
Look,
guardians
the whole
and
fucking...
revs, just like what the fuck.
Would you guys like 4v10 them?
It's like 4v6 or something.
No, yeah.
Couple
We killed one
might
before.
just be...
It was probably like 6 or 7.
What'd you say, bro?
Over here, it's like a minion mancer, never mind.
I got like
I like
5
him.
stunts and at least 2 others break off, and I know I didn't get one. So they probably pushed to like 8, maybe 9, but like 3 broke off.
How do people still get upset? There's people to the right, left.
Fine.
Decon.
I'm gonna load up this lord. Let him come over here. Just brother. Welcome.
Alright, I'll pull him over there. Pull
I didn't
pull
get
away,
anything.
Redan.
I didn't get anything. So.
Okay.
Hey, Lich popped.
Get this warrior right here, right quick.
That Rev's gonna go down.
Yeah,
Rev's
I'm gonna
down.
get the Rev.
I feel like there's so many minions here.
Oh, that was such a late well right
Why
there.
do we have a warrior target? Oh, I see, because it's a stock warrior. Looking for a different target.
Necro's going down.
Put cloud on it.
Heal on you, heal.
They stealth them. I'm lagging again.
Okay, you're fine.
5 on him.
Nice.
There's a
Yeah,
down.
bring him down, bring him down.
Stupid ass war.
Can that be off that?
Yeah, I already did.
So many dead here.
Warrior's dead.
Lots dead, like 4 deads over here.
Even when I can. Mowing the yard.
Revenant's
Some
incoming
mess
for
here.
a hero.
See him.
Dragon Maw on target.
That Warrior Vengeance, he's fine, just leave him.
They res in the
He
back.
res some.
Nice.
Oh,
He's
the
dead.
confusion, he's done.
Oh yeah, he done. Yep. Healing you about. Never mind.
I'm all good, don't worry about it.